Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with Rick the Ruler and Andre Jalil. How y'all doing, man?
Chilling, baby. Hey, look, this the crew, fellas. Check it out. This the crew. You know what I'm saying?
Peace,
Hey,
peace, peace,
came to the
peace.
losing game. Oh no,
Salute.
Came to the losing game.
They the reason why we lost tonight. Only y'all the reason why we lost tonight.
the losing square. Because
Y'all the
square
reason why we
garden, but
lost
we
tonight,
on the winning
man.
circle. Exactly. A different type of
Yeah.
spin on tonight's podcast.
So yeah, man. We're here. After the Knicks loss to the Raptors. I know that was something that definitely we didn't expect to see. But Rick, how about you? Let's start with you, of course. Well, how do you feel about what you saw tonight?
But isn't this what I said last night? That we would do something stupid like lose to a team that we were supposed to win to. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like the Cavs, but the Cavs are playing all right. So
Yeah.
we come against a team where one of their stars is out,
Mm-hmm.
and we just lost. But the thing that bothers me the most is this didn't look like the Knicks. The
Right.
defense was not there. They were trying to be an offensive threat, and it worked for about a quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I was very disappointed in a lot of different things. I was disappointed in the defense. I was disappointed in the offense. I was disappointed in the coach not getting in there and calling timeouts and resetting. So
Yeah. 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 I definitely agree. Dre,
Yeah.
um, now that your volume has popped all the way in, what's going on, man? How about you? What did you see in person at the game that you really
Uh,
didn't like?
I saw what y'all saw. I felt like Julius was just it looked like he was out there just going crazy.
oh yeah, point
He out
guard
there,
Julius.
yeah, he running out there just running into people. It looked like towards the end, like because the first half it was like we got it locked, but of course we know better than that.
Right.
But and then the second half it just looked like when I saw them tinker with that lineup and they put Jericho Sims in there, I was like, oh, it looks bad. It
Yeah.
looks bad. We had no big man because they were outrunning us and everything. It was just like we don't play like this, so like
Yeah,
they're not gonna pull out a win with this rotation. That's
exactly.
Right.
not how we play. That's not we never play like that. Like this is the first time you ever seen that. So I
Right.
was like, it's not looking good.
Yeah.
It's something-
Well, we know that a lot of the reason why they went towards Jericho Sims was because Taj Gibson had gotten hurt. So I think he had rolled his ankle or something like that. So
Ankle. Yeah.
yeah, he said he wouldn't return to the game. So unfortunately, that's why we ended up seeing Jericho Sims out there with crucial minutes. Like I said earlier in the year, that's the only time we're really gonna see Jericho is when a lot of these guys are out. Nerlens hasn't come back yet.
Yeah.
Um, goes down, and who else is going to be there to back up Mitch? So, hopefully Taj comes back and he does well. But tough loss, tough loss, tough loss. RJ Barrett had a good game though, 27 points, 6 rebounds. Did have 4 turnovers, but he was 5 for 8 from the 3-point line, and he was 9 for 13 from the field. And this is something that we're starting to see more and more with RJ. He's starting to look a lot better than he has in the past in terms of his consistency.
Yeah.
Dre, how about you, man? What did you see from RJ tonight? If you can hear us, can Dre hear us? Oh, he's not talking. Okay, let's start with you, Ray. Go ahead, go ahead.
uh, I felt like he's again the word that I used the last show was composure. He had his composure about him. He
Mhm.
didn't look like he was frantic or panicked. He he drove. Like he made good plays. He took good shots.
Yeah.
Even the shots that he missed, they were good shots. It's just they didn't fall.
Right.
I'm very impressed with him, and
Yeah.
I just see that he's continuing to climb and get better and better. So it's exactly what this team needs,
Yeah.
because we saw what our leader is doing. So I mean, at least we have somebody else we could fall back on.
Yeah. Right. 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 I agree. I agree. Dre, can you hear us now?
My
You hear
bad.
us?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you.
what did you how do you feel about RJ tonight? How did the crowd feel when
RJ
RJ
look
was up in this thing?
RJ seemed like he's the only one performing. It's right now it's looking like he wants this to be his team the way he's playing. This,
Right.
this looks like it's going to be RJ team and keep it up because Julius is just the one thing I cannot stand about Julius, even when he plays well, is that he just looks like as though he's going to let other teams just let him do his thing. It doesn't work like that. He just looks
Mhm.
like he's dribbling and he's dribbling it high, and they just going to let him spin and he's going to have a good time and just have a good game and it's going to be glamorous and whatnot. But teams are not letting you rock like that. Like these teams are hungry. They don't want the Knicks beating them.
Right.
And he's running around like it's gonna happen. But RJ looked good, man. He was knocking down threes. He caught that loose ball, jumped up and just threw it up and dropped that three on him. And people in the crowd were like, "Yeah, let it go," and he did it. And so like the crowd is loving him right
Yeah.
now. So but RJ's looking good. I just don't. Again, they play down to the competition. And it looked like for a minute they was gonna get us out of this one, or at least get us back. But then I'm like, they just let these guys shoot. They can let in Trent. I knew that was gonna happen, but Trent will come in and just start knocking down shots left and right.
Yeah,
But that's Trent. Trent every
that's
time
what
he
he
plays,
does.
he
Yeah,
does that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was disappointing.
It's just the same thing with RJ is RJ has how can I say, he's learned how to, by letting the game come to him, he's also learned how to do other things without scoring. And that just keeps him going. You know what I'm saying? In a way, like he doesn't have to see the ball go through the net in order for him to just be in, feel confident about what he's doing on the court. I did notice that when, first of all, when they put the second unit in, these guys could not get anything going. It was terrible. It was very bad.
yeah.
I don't know what's going on with our second unit this year.
Let me see
It's
how much the
early.
bench scored.
It's early.
Quickly was horrible.
Quickly was horrible.
His shot is off. His confidence is
His, he,
down.
yeah,
He's
he's
thinking
made
too
one.
much.
He's made one shot in like 3 straight games, and it's concerning. It's definitely concerning because he was somebody who we expected to be a vocal piece of whatever we're doing here. Um, Obi Toppin, he was 2 for 4, 6 points, 3 rebounds. He was okay, you know what I mean, but he was only in there for 12 minutes. Quickly played mostly, I believe, because you couldn't really get much going out of Derrick Rose. I don't know. Derrick Rose is in a slump as well. He had 5 points last game, 4 points this game. Um, I don't know, man. Quickly is getting to the line. That's the only way he's getting his shots, his points up. But outside of Taj getting hurt, man, that really, our bench really hasn't done much
No.
within the past couple games. And it's concerning. It's a bit concerning, but hopefully when Nerlens comes back, we get a bit of injection of defense there. Um, let's talk about Mitch. Mitch's numbers don't jump out. I mean, besides for the 12 rebounds, but 6 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists. There's one thing about Mitch that we haven't really seen in the past that we're starting to see a lot more is the passing side of Mitch, and he's starting to show it a lot more. Dre, did you see a lot of those plays from Mitch tonight?
Mitch looked like he was good, and then he wasn't good. Like he was grabbing rebounds, but it just looked like all the rebounds he got, all our second chance points for it happened. It's just
Right.
like you said, the Knicks will seem like they were in the front. Their Rose wasn't scoring. Quickly looked like he's got bad. His head is just like not in the game anymore. Or because when he knocked that one joint down, I was like, all right, that's what he needed to see. He needed to
Yeah.
see it go down, but he just never caught the traction. But Mitch grabbed a bunch of it. He tried to put one back. He missed one, and he missed a couple dunks. There was like some good stuff in there that Mitch is
Yeah.
he's going out there and he's playing. But it just looked like Todd didn't really give us much behind him. And then that's when I saw they put Jericho Simpson. I was like, oh, we're in trouble now.
Taj is
What's
hurt.
going on?
Taj is hurt. That's why.
Oh, Todd got hurt. I was like, because from
Yeah, he rolled
out
his
there, so
ankle.
much going on. Oh, okay. Because when you're out there, you can't really, when you're watching the game, they let you know what's going on. When you're out in the scenes, you can't really tell what's happening.
Yeah, they're
But
not talking to you
yeah,
and telling you what's going on. Yeah.
yeah, you gotta figure it out. But it was just like Mitch looked good. I think he was doing okay. We're not expecting him to be a scorer, but there was some dunks that he missed, whatever. But that's to be expected.
Yeah.
But he looked like he was giving us a. How many rebounds he grabbed? How much does it say right there?
12.
12.
12 rebounds.
Yeah, it looked like he grabbed like 12 rebounds. That boy was up there. He was snatching them. Or I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like if you'd have said more, I'd be like, oh, he got. Oh, my drink came. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the Jack and Coke. All right, I'm about to get real stupid on y'all. Y'all ready? Mm-hmm.
You about to
Yeah,
act
Jack
like
and Coke.
you about to act like state tonight, huh?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Get my scrubs
shout,
on. It's a
shout out
wrap.
to shout out to my boy State, man. Shout out to my boy. So yeah, man. So it was a struggle.
Listen,
Um,
I don't want to see
yeah,
Mitch
yeah,
missing any dunks. I don't want to see him missing any dunks. And I saw two dunks that he missed. He shouldn't have. He had no business missing them.
yeah, yeah. Well, the second one, I think he was too far, and he tried to force it up there. Not that he was
That was
too
what, the
far.
fast break.
No, not that one. The one where he was kind of like under the basket, and he trying to
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
Nah,
it
he.
like
What's the name?
That
Ditched
one's
him the
fine.
pass. He wasn't expecting it. He wasn't expecting one. There
Don't
was one
matter.
like you said. He was too far. Yeah,
Yeah,
he should have
yeah,
finished. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
yeah.
I'm
But
sorry. Like
that's
you
what.
said, he should be finishing them.
No, yeah, that's that's
My bad.
that's where the you good. That's where the hook shot comes in. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't have to go for a dunk every single time.
Right.
Hook shot, floater. They're
And
already
even
they're
though
already scared that you're gonna dunk it.
yeah, and I think they're expecting it. But with his size, like let them expect it. Like what they gonna do about it? They're gonna either foul you or send you to the line.
Right.
And you get the dunk, the 3-point play. That's how you get your points up.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
or you just get the dunk. So I mean, like go for it. Like I don't know. Like being a short person, like I always feel like if I was taller, like that's all I would be dunking. All I would be doing is dunking.
It's
Yo,
dunking.
dunk on everybody. I don't understand. Just
Yeah,
get them. Because you
I'll
know
be
what? It's easier to dunk with one hand than two. Like if it's questionable, that one arm reaches higher. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
I
I
mean,
know it looks powerful when you got the two hands and all of that.
Yeah, I'll be dunking with one hand. I'll be dunking with two hands. I'll be dunking donuts. Like I just be
I'll
dunking
be dunking
everything, man.
donuts.
I
Everything.
think the thing with Mitch is Mitch actually is he's still adjusting to the weight in my opinion. Back in the day, not back in the day, just last year. Back in the day, just last year he would have caught it and just went up two hands from pretty far because that was the athletic Mitch.
Yeah,
Mitch is still that athletic. He just needs to learn how to adjust his body weight to that game. It's gonna take some time. He's gassed running up and down that court.
yeah,
That's one thing. These guys look tired tonight, and that's
yes,
because
all of them.
the Raptors were up and in them
Yeah,
from jump.
yeah,
And I saw it was Gary Trent. He's not just a 3-point specialist anymore. The guy can shoot and he can lock you down.
yeah. He was playing
And
defense.
he was playing amazing defense. Shout out to him for his defense. You know what I mean? He challenged us defensively, and for a lot of times we faltered. Julius Randle did not look great, especially because he had 18 in the first quarter, and he
Yeah,
finished the game with 22
22.
points. Um, and with the worst thing about that is he had 4 free throws, so he had 18 points in the first quarter, and he didn't score another basket for the
See,
rest of the
that
game.
was that was one of the things. You know, I think what the chicken is coming. I think when the food get here, I'm gonna sign off. But really quick,
Mhm.
like you said about them looking tired, I was wondering if they were going too hard in practice. I don't want to blame it on the coach. I don't want to blame it on practice and they go too hard in practice and go with that narrative that Thibodeau was pushing them. But I was wondering. I was like, are they going too hard in practice because they look sluggish? Everybody looks
Yeah,
sluggish. And then just to go with your other
yeah.
point you made, I think Julius Randle was going so hard dribbling because I feel like he was trying to pick up and it wasn't working out for him.
Yeah, I feel like I had the same question. I said, did they have a tough practice? Like, I don't think it was a Tibbs thing. I don't think he pushed them too hard because that would be ridiculous because he's been our coach for the past year and we went pretty far without getting gassed and still got to the playoffs. So I don't think it was a Tibbs thing. I do think it was a this practice was pretty tough. I think that they wanted to work on certain things and that took them away from being able to probably game plan the way that they probably should have for this team, especially with Pascal Siakam being out. So someone's going to step up. We always say that every time a star comes out, there's going to be somebody else there who's going to try to prove their point, prove their spot, on the roster. And unfortunately, Um, it was a lot of guys that did that tonight, especially Gary Trent. And not only Gary Trent, OG Anunoby had what would he have?
Oh yeah,
36 points.
30 some points. Yeah, man.
36
They let
points.
Van Fleet. Oh, what was that? The,
Yeah,
the white
Van
kid
Fleet was
with the red
just.
head.
Van
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
Vliet.
like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah. He looked like
Yeah.
when dudes get perms when they shouldn't and their hair. That's what he looked like to me. Did somebody?
yeah, it was like everybody, and then
Can't
like
remember.
everybody's open. Like Gary Trent is the one guy tonight that should not be open.
Right.
They should not let him get an
Yeah.
open shot. You know when they pass the ball off, and this always happens when I watch him on defense. Like they just gave it to Ananobi at the top. He ain't gonna hold it up there. He got to give it
Yeah.
back to somebody. Like squeeze it, like get close to him, to get him in trouble. Make him post up too long. Make him dribble more. They like
Yeah.
after he passes it, they back off like 7 feet, and I'm like, stay
Yeah,
close on this dude. He
yeah,
getting it back. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know if it's too much for him to play that long and that hard. I don't get it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Rick. You gonna say
No,
something?
I was agreeing with that. Like, I just feel like that's how they're practicing because it's not like tonight's the first time we saw that.
Yeah.
We've been seeing that where they're leaving the hot 3-point shooter wide open,
Wide
and then
open.
they're running up and trying to defend last second when they don't need they already have enough space. They have enough
Yeah.
time and enough space. That shot's going down. It doesn't matter what you do. Why is that person open? We've been seeing that from the beginning of the season.
Terrible. Just terrible. And this was really close to being a good game, and even when they were down in the fourth quarter, third to fourth quarter, they started to go on a little run, and then every now and then, like they went on a run, and then Ken Birch ended up open for a floater, or Fred Van Vliet hit you with a step back in
Oh
four
my
three.
God. Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And it was just those timely buckets. I don't think they outperformed us so much. I think we just missed a lot of shots.
No, they
Uh,
outperformed us. They outperformed us on
well, I
both
mean,
both both
yeah,
ends of the
yeah.
court.
Uh,
They did.
they definitely gave us way
They
more.
had
They
us
gave up way more
gasping.
effort from way more effort from the jump. It felt like for most of the game, to be honest with you, that the only person that had energy on our team was RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
Um,
Kemba
and
gave us some love from the 3-point line also.
yeah, Kemba gave us some love. Evan Fournier tried.
Yeah.
I just think that they
Yo, why did he
really
have Evan Fournier on the bench so long? Was that just me? It seemed like Evan Fournier was. I know Evan started missing, but I felt like he missed a couple shots. And I remember
no.
I was out there. They started to get close. They were like within 9, and I was like, "Where's Evan? Am I
See,
tripping?"
but that that goes back to what I was saying last show. He does not do one person swaps, and I think that's a problem. I think that's something
Yeah,
that you
but he
try.
had he had like a whole starting lineup out there with quickly.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He usually like he had to run quickly. I don't know why he ran quickly so much with Kemba and D Rose there. I think he should have just went with. I think he started going with quickly once he saw that Rose wasn't really giving him much.
Mm.
But in my opinion, I would have just put Fournier back in. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't I don't think
clearly,
Fournier was able to handle the Raptors on defense, and I think that's why he got taken out.
what my thing is, I don't think it was a Fournier thing. He just does it. He
Yeah,
did it.
but quickly can't play D like that either.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a Fournier thing. It was a straight platoon swap. Like I said, he does these things where he does a platoon swap. And there was one time where the entire bench unit was in there, and he just put RJ into that unit, and then they gave him a little bit of juice. But
I
for a
saw that.
while,
I saw it was like he stuck RJ with the other group, and he was still going with it. But it didn't seem like that it was contagious enough where it rubbed off. Like nobody had their shots falling. At the end of the day, as bad as we played, if our shots fall, if quickly knock down those 2, 3 shots that he missed, if Fournier knocks another one down, if Kemba knocked one more of them joints down, we'd be in the game and possibly winning this game. I think the Knicks had a bad shoot night, but it looked like they were tired. Like somebody behind me, it
Yeah,
was like he was like these guys are tired. Like they're front rimming
yeah,
all their shots.
yeah, yeah. I mean, to me, it looked like a lot of fatigue. I don't want to give them too much of that because they've played every other day since the start of the season. That's just how the schedule's going. They added more games and they want to do less back to back. So there's been literally a game every other day. I wondered how that was going to affect the players after a while, not just the Knicks. But that's kind of why I don't want to give them that excuse of being tired for any other reason, because the Raptors, they had to travel to New York. They didn't really get a practice day in. They came in and you game plan and you win. You go over there prepared to win. That's it. And that's just what the Raptors did tonight. They went in there prepared to win and they won. I just think that you, as Julius Randle, you had an amazing first quarter. The only thing that concerned me while I was watching his run in the first quarter is that all of those shots came from the 3-point line, and it was like, all right,
Who
cool,
shot? Who shot? Julius?
yeah, yeah. So it was like he was just shooting threes, and it was like I don't see him getting in the paint. I don't really see him hitting a lot of contested shots and doing
That's why he only got
switching
4 free
playmaking.
throws.
Right, exactly. So you know what I'm saying? It's and I just want this streak, whatever it is. He's in a slump. He needs to come out of it. Um, it's been 3 games now. I mean, the numbers look good, but he didn't look any better than he did the past 2 games.
Who's this,
Um,
Randall or
yeah, Randall.
okay?
Randall. His scoring numbers are better, but he doesn't look any better than he did the past 2 games. Something's up. He looks out of it mentally. Something happened. I don't know what it is. I don't think it was anything serious. I just think it's something where it's enough for him to just detach himself a little bit, because he already does that naturally. That's just naturally who Julius Randle is. He's the kind of guy that will detach. Um, didn't somebody say something about him being a Pisces? But anyway, so but he does his little thing where he detaches a little bit, and he wants to separate himself, but he doesn't want to completely do it. But I just hope whatever happened, they get it behind them and they just go into the next game. Usually they respond well. This team responds well. Is one thing I'm not worried about them is putting together a 2-game losing streak. That's not something that I see happen with Tom Thibodeau a lot. And if it ever goes 2, it doesn't go 3. But
Oh
he
man,
he yeah he needs to get these guys together again. They're playing a good brand of basketball. They just have to come in with energy. And that's been the issue for the past 2 games, and that's the reason why they barely escaped last game with the Pelicans. Even though they were up the entire game,
yeah.
um, their energy just was not there. They have to do a lot better with the energy. You gonna
I
say something,
don't.
Rick?
Yeah, I didn't want to cut you though.
Good.
I don't know who this team was tonight, man. It looked like they were just trying different things.
Yeah.
A thought came to my mind. I think I texted to you. I was talking to a couple people. It looked
Mhm.
like they were trying to throw the game, or Dre usually says they're trying to make it interesting. So I feel like since they went up 15 in the first quarter, they're like, all right, let's fall back and then see if we could get the lead back or whatever. Like I don't know. It just
But that's what I always said. But they not that team where they can get it back. Like you playing with danger. It's like a dangerous place to be where you like, all right, we can take our foot off the gas, and then we're gonna come back. But then it's
yeah
like you don't come back, you start missing, and it's a
yeah
wrap. But they're not good enough to play that kind of game. You got to keep your foot on their neck the rest of the game.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Cool.
be
And I said the
honest.
same thing tonight. I was in the crowd like, yo, Knicks going, the Knicks usually make it interesting, and they did. But I didn't think they were gonna fall all the way off like that. Like that was horrible.
Yeah, man.
I'm,
They
I'm
went
gonna be
down
honest.
15. They
I'm gonna
went
be
down
honest.
15.
They looked lethargic even when they were winning.
Yeah.
Their shots were just falling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Their shots were just falling. They did not come
But
out with
that's what I
energy.
mean. That's what I mean. Like if we knocked the shots down that they took in the second half, we'd be in the game even though it looked bad. They didn't have the
I
effort.
don't.
They didn't
I
get
don't
the new
care about the
balls, and
shot.
the newbies going crazy.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
what?
See, but that's the thing Julius said in one of his interviews. He said if the shots aren't falling, we still have to fall back on what we do best. And what's
Right.
that? Defense.
Defense. And they didn't.
You didn't fall back on the defense. You have to fall back on your defense. What you do, what your calling card is, and that's not what they did tonight. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, this is the kind of team where if you ever one game, don't any point of the game, don't step up on defense, you're gonna lose. You don't
Right.
have the defenders to just make up for the fact that you're not defending every single play the way you're supposed to. So that's That's just my opinion. That's my take on it. They have to defend every single play. I think that's the key to everything. You can't depend on your shot going in every night. You have to depend on what you know you can control, and that's the defensive end. Um, and that's it. I think that's what the Knicks have to go into next game saying, like, listen, all right, whatever we do, we have to defend with way more intensity. And I know Tom is
Ooh, Tom.
drilling drilling that
First,
into them.
first name basis. Okay.
Yeah, Tom, my man Thomas Thibodeau. Nah, but I know he's
T Dog.
he's T Dog. He's not gonna let them forget this. He's gonna drill
No.
them in practice tomorrow. The same way he did when we lost that game to the Magic, because we should have won this game.
Yeah.
We should have won this game.
Hmm.
This
Yeah,
wasn't.
the next 5 games, we were saying this should be 5-0, and the dude behind us was like, "Yo, they must have went out last night." And I went back, I was like, "Yo, it looked like they went out." Oh, you guys all right? And I was like, "It looked like they went out earlier today." That's all right. Yeah, I just they just look bad, man. It was so embarrassing. I was out there like feeling embarrassed. It was almost like everybody after the game could look at me and be like, "This, so what's your podcast gonna be about tonight?" You know, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I team up with Dre and I go with the 5-0. I never do that. I never go with the extremely optimistic. I should have went with Rick with the 4-1. It's cool. We're gonna win the rest of these now.
Hey,
We
we're
see how
gonna
well
be 5-0 at some point between now and then. It's gonna be 5-0 at some point.
I,
You know what I'm saying? But let me
I hope so.
let me dip so my wings get here, man. I can just go crazy, get my hands.
yeah, yeah, man. Enjoy the time, man. I hope you had even though the Knicks lost. I'm glad you were able to attend and be a part of that, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I wish it was. I wish it was a W.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man. They
You
only
got
get
you got to take us with you in order to get the
yeah,
dub.
yeah. We was the good luck charms. It wasn't you.
Oh, look, y'all, we at Scout. Food showed up. You got the little boy over there.
We can't see. We can't see
You
anything.
got the burger. You can't see nothing.
It's just
Who's
dark.
eating burger? Yeah, we about to get some heat. All right, y'all. I love y'all and all that, but it's time to eat, though. Word, we got wings and all that. Wings are there. I'm gonna talk to y'all. You know, I love y'all, man. So
Go ahead
much
and
and
enjoy
all
that,
that.
man. Enjoy that, man.
All right,
Later,
no
bro.
All
doubt.
right.
I'll talk to you.
Well, kudos to Dre for having good food in front of us, and now we have to go. Go make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich after I'm
I
done with
know. Where.
it. So yeah, man.
But they definitely can't play like this on
They
Wednesday
can't play.
because they're playing against the Pacers, and you already know how Randall and Sabonis go off, so they can't play like this on Wednesday.
Well, Indiana finally won a game. I think their second game tonight. They beat San Antonio. And Indiana, they always stand up to play against us. They don't like us. They never
Hmm.
did.
Yeah,
Sabonis hates Randall. This is going to be a tough game.
that's what I'm saying. They can't play like
Um,
this.
Sabonis always tries to take it to Randall, especially ever since Randall got selected to the All Star game over Sabonis. It's been bad blood ever since. It's
Yeah.
been bad blood ever since.
And
So
they're not calling fouls like they used to,
and
so
they're
it's
not
going to
calling
be
fouls.
interesting.
I just okay. Well, I'm just going to hang my hat on the fact that we're going to defend the way we usually do. Actually, we're defending like an average team this year so far, which is not good.
No.
It's not um, how we left the league, left the year off last year. We're a way better offense. That's clearly been the focal point. We've been focusing on our offense, and it's looked good. Even when the shots aren't falling, the offense doesn't look terrible. I just think they have to defend. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the key to
I,
everything.
yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of um their calling card. Like that's what they were known for. So for them to kind of stray from it a little bit, I'm like they're losing their identity. Identity is the word I wanted to use, but they're
Yeah,
losing their identity.
yeah.
And especially for a coach like Tibbs, who we know was all about defense. So
Yeah.
it's just interesting. But you know what? Listen, things change and
Mhm.
times change and people evolve. So maybe he's trying something new, Maybe he's seeing how far things can go offensive, and then maybe he's gonna be able like, all right, turn the offense on. All right, now it's time to turn the defense on, and maybe he's trying to switch it up depending on what team they're playing against. I don't know, but
Right.
but I didn't like tonight, and I don't want to see it again. Not like this anyway.
No,
But
not no. That not good. That's it. That's all you had.
well, I was gonna say, I know you said, if the shots were falling, then it would look different, but the shots didn't
That was
fall,
Trey.
and
Trey said
oh,
that.
okay. But and then my thing was, you know, live by the three, die by the three. So if you're shooting threes and you getting them scores, all right, cool. But then if you're shooting threes and y'all missing them, like I gotta, know when to say when and find a way to win because it's not gonna be by the 3 point line.
Yeah, man. There was a point where they were going through a tough streak where they couldn't get anything going, and then quickly went to
Nothing.
the basket, and then they got fouled. And I said, "Oh, y'all can go to the free throw line, guys." It's like we forgot
We forgot about that. Yeah.
about the free throw line, and I think that's you look at the numbers. I can put the numbers back up here again. Um, these
Free
guys
throw.
didn't get to the line a
No.
lot
And
at
when they
all.
did, they weren't hitting the shots. Like Obi went to the line twice and he only scored 2 over 4.
He was 2 for 4, 2 for 4. Quickly was 4 for 4. Kemba 2, Fournier 2, Mitch 2, Randall 4, RJ 6. RJ led the team
Yeah.
in free throw attempts, and 2 of those came late.
Yeah.
We're not emphasizing attacking the basket as much as we should. The pick and roll, rim running, I think that's where we should balance ourselves. The 3 point shot is something we should use. I think this is something maybe Tibbs' strategy is to let's let the threes fly early. That'll be our focus for the first early part of the season. And towards the middle part of the season, let's get back to what we do. Let's start getting to the basket because I refuse to believe that Tibbs is not enforcing these guys to get to the basket. That's been his MO since he's been a
Mm,
coach. You know what I mean? He
yeah.
does not like guards who don't attack the basket.
Right.
The reason why Alfred Payton played and started for us for 82 games last year is because he attacked the basket. Did he make
Yeah.
them? No, but he attacked
Right.
the basket. I refuse to believe that they're just this has to be a schematic thing. It has to be. There's no way Tom forgot how to coach.
Right.
He just forgot everything that he's done over these past few years. I'm just gonna ride with the fact that this is a schematic thing. The Julius thing is it's not schematic. Something's off there. But in terms of the offense, you're not these guys aren't getting any free throw attempts. I mean, now also the free throws are down, the foul calls are down this year across the league. So I'm not gonna blame it on the refs per se, but maybe that could tie into the reason why these guys aren't getting to the free throw line a lot. But this is not they did not get to the free throw line enough as a
Yeah.
team. As a team, Julius
Well,
Randle, you have 18 points in the first quarter. And you've got to get to the free throw line at least 3 times per quarter. Per
mm,
quarter. Just to be effective. I don't care if you think you're gonna make the shot or not. But being out there as a decoy doesn't work anymore. You have to get to the line, make yourself effective, even when your shot isn't falling. You know what I mean? Even Mitch got to the line today and made both of his free throws. So it's possible. You got to stick to it. Anything else you guys say, bro?
I was gonna. I was trying to see, how many times the Raptors went, and they only went 14 times.
To the free throw line?
Yeah, only 14
Well,
free throw
yeah,
attempts.
fast pace, fast pace.
Hmm.
So they went to the line 14 times and we went 24 times. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah,
So we just didn't wait. What were we from the line? 18 to 24. I
18
just
and
still
24.
don't feel like we attacked the basket enough. I
Yeah,
feel like I saw way too many 3 pointers. The numbers say
that's
differently.
true. Let me see.
I
Three
mean,
three
I mean,
point
let's
attempts is
if we're
38
being yeah,
attempts
if we're being
to
honest,
their 42.
to their 42. Well, if we're be like, and that's the other thing. I
Damn.
think they are more of a shooting team, and they showed that tonight.
Oh yeah.
We tried to adapt the shooting ways, and they said, "All right, we're gonna show you how this is actually done." No, that's literally what happened. That's literally what happened. That's the game that they play.
Yeah,
OG
first quarter.
Anunoby is out there splashing threes. He
Oh
took
my gosh.
12 3-pointers.
Yeah, man. And contested.
OG,
It's not even like they all were wide open. He took
right?
contested 3-point
Contested.
shots.
One of them was a step back. I
Yeah,
said, OG Anunoby's hitting step back threes now. So
yeah,
this is just how they play. This is just the system that they have. The
yeah.
system that they have allows them to shoot threes so much so that even when they're not making them, they made 14 out of 42 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 33%. We made 16 out of 37. That's 43%. We
Yeah,
shot a better percentage than they did
yep.
from three. But
Still got outplayed. Cause
this
it's
is what
because we
they
got
do.
outplayed.
This is
There's
what
no
they
other.
do. Right.
Yeah, there's no other
There's no
reasoning for it.
there's no Fred Van Vliet on our team. Pull as many threes as we hit. There's no Fred Van Vliet pulling up from what, the 24. You know what I'm saying? 25 feet off the dribble. Like nobody's doing that on our squad. That's
Right.
that's the reason why we lost, guys. Like it's not just the fact that, I mean, outside of the fact that our defense just wasn't spectacular at all by any stretch of the imagination. I just think that not only was our defense atrocious, lack of a better word, I think that the Raptors just know how to play this style of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're led by Fred Van Vliet. That's why they paid him and let Kyle Lowry walk. And they've been doing their thing. And who didn't play tonight? My man. First of all, Goran Dragic didn't play tonight. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's going to be coming off the bench, I read, or something like that. And also, Pascal Siakam didn't play.
Yeah, he was out.
So, and he was out. I mean, and sometimes that doesn't mean that they would have played any better. That they probably would have lost if Pascal was there, because OG wouldn't have had 36 points for sure if Pascal Siakam was there. So, but this is kind of what I always say. You can't just go into a building because a guy isn't playing and say, "Oh, we're going to win this game. We should win." If anything, it scares me more because now somebody is going to try to step up and prove that they should be in his spot. It happens every single time. Every single time. Shout out to the chat, by the way, if you hit that like. Ronaldo Barris Fernandez says, "Who wins?" I'm guessing you're asking who won the game. It was the Toronto Raptors. Right at the bottom screen, Knicks lose to the Raptors 113-104, and unfortunately that wasn't pretty. Wasn't pretty. Toon said Tibbs hasn't been running Kemba into the ground, surprisingly. Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't be running any of his guards into the ground.
Yeah,
That would surprise me. That would surprise me if he did run any of these guys into the ground, because that means that he's not playing Kemba or he's not playing Rose. It's like, what are you doing out there? You know what I'm saying? So I am concerned about Rose, though. He hasn't looked good for the past 2 games. He has 9 points collectively in the past 2 games. And that's not Rose. He averages 15 points a game. So that's not Rose. Izzy still going to the second round. I feel sorry for the next team because we don't lose 2 in a row. That's the fact. I feel sorry. They're gonna put a pounding on the Pacers. As much as we're scared, we should be. Don't just go in there thinking we're gonna win. Usually, like Derrick Rose says, we don't like that feeling that Tom Thibodeau gives us after we lose. And we usually try to come in here and we watch our film when we get in the gym and we try to erase that feeling. And that's what you want your team to do. We don't want to dwell on it. We don't want to erase that it happened and move on and correct our mistakes. And we can keep doing it. What was it? 2 games we lost in 6? 7. 7. We can do that. We can keep. Yeah, I'll keep going 5-2 for the rest of the season. I'll take that little rhythm there. 5-2, 5-2, 5-2, 5-2. I'll take it there. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. But that's it. Speaking of running Kemba into the ground, I don't want to run this episode into the ground. There's not much to talk about. We lost, and I don't want to drag any of those emotions out. I'm getting cat mouth over here talking about a loss. It's not cool. Not cool. But shout out to the chat once again. Thank you. That's my kids still running around at 10:30, 10:45. Wow. Gotta love them. But thank you for tuning in once again. Hit that like and subscribe if you're here. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Pay us with a like. Um, Thank you once again for tuning into the Garden Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed, here with Rick the Ruler, and we out of here, man. Till next time. Peace.